All right, welcome to Behind the Sermon and More. Man, I am fired up about every episode, but I'm really excited about today because we have one of our dear sisters in Christ who also serves on staff with us here at Apex Baptist, Miss Amy Womble, here as a guest. Amy, thank you for being here.
Thanks for asking me.
Yes, I know you have 1,000 things going on, and recording a podcast is not easy when you're in the race of life, so thank you for taking time to do this. Awesome. Well, hey, I've got some really important questions that we need to get to start with, and then we'll jump into some other questions.
Okay.
All right, so you ready for this? Do you have an all-time favorite food?
So I don't. I think about this question all the time, and I was just raised around like good Southern food.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were always in the kitchen. And so I don't have like a favorite meal. I'm up to try anything.
Yeah.
But I would say what I'm like, they call it hyperfixation.
Okay.
What I'm hyperfixated on right now is pasta salads, which I know is pretty general, but I just love that I can put in whatever I want.
Yeah.
And like I can hit all my all the categories of food on the food pyramid. And it tastes really good too. So I think that's what I'm landing on right now.
That's awesome. I actually like pasta salad. I think there was a time in my life I thought it was gross.
Yes.
People
do. Yeah.
Just looking at it, you're like, I don't want to eat that.
Yeah.
But Dana makes this pasta salad. I don't really know what she does to it, but I know there's chickpeas involved, like broccoli, onion. She does the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like it. It's just all together. Like,
yeah.
I know some people are grossed out about it because their food, they don't want their foods to touch.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, they touch. They go to the same place.
Yes,
like,
that's
fine.
right.
Fine with me.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
All right. So when it comes to Southern cooking, did you have like a favorite? Like go back in the day a little bit. Did you have a favorite dish?
Oh, man. So my mom makes chicken casserole. And I'm talking like lots of butter, cream of mushroom, cream of chicken, Ritz crackers on top. And it is like, it's a comfort food for me. And I know, I don't even want to know like macros. I don't care.
They're not good.
It's just so good.
Yeah.
And it is such a comfort food for me. Like it just takes me back to being little and having it.
That's cool.
And one of our friends, when we had Aubrey, brought me a chicken casserole because she knew that like it just was so sentimental to me. But also I love grits. Like grits are just my top favorite food. I think maybe that should be my answer. But again, it's like comfort in a bowl. Like we grew up and sometimes what we would have for dinner was grits and I loved it.
All the time.
And like real grits. I know packaged grits has its place.
Yeah.
But like the slow simmered. Oh, I love it.
That's the only way to do it, Amy.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it. So are you cheese grits person?
I'm actually not. I like plain grits.
Just plain grits, like butter, lots of butter.
Butter
though, right?
and salt and just warm.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I love grits. That's one of my favorite foods. And I know it sounds weird, but I do like cheese grits. I like it with just butter. I like it any kind of way. I just love grits.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. It's always going to remain a top favorite.
Yeah.
Now Aubrey doesn't like grits. She used to, but not anymore. So that makes me kind of sad.
She'll come back around.
I hope so. I hope so.
That's awesome. All right. So you talk about the chicken casserole. My mom used to make this thing called poppy seed chicken. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
And when you were talking about it, reminds me of that.
Yeah. It's the same thing. My mom just never did poppy seeds, but that's what most people know it as.
Yeah.
We just called it chicken casserole.
Yeah. I don't know that my mom always did poppy seeds either, but that was what it was called. And it had the Ritz crackers and all that. It's so good.
So good.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So I assume you like to watch movies. Is that right?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Do you have an all-time favorite movie?
So I think I'm the like stereotypical millennial lady who I have my like comfort movies. I'm all about comfort. I think.
Yeah.
So, I love rom-coms. I don't like to watch scary movies. Like Tyler has tried to make me watch Lord of the Rings. Well, I've watched them all. And the orcs, like, can't do it. Like, I have to look away. So I have like the same 7 movies that I just keep in rotation that I go back to. Like You've Got Mail.
Oh, yeah.
And oh man, Princess Diaries is a top contender for me.
Princess Diaries,
that's my comfort movie. It's just so like wholesome and sweet and good. So yeah, awesome. I don't really venture out of my like comfort zone with movies. I'm not the friend that gets invited to watch cool new movies.
Yeah. Same.
I'm probably not going to enjoy them.
I can relate to that. Hey, so what's the one? It's an older movie. Julia Roberts. Is it Father of the Bride? No. What is it called?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Yeah, Father of the Bride. Yeah.
Is that Runaway Bride?
Right. Yes.
Is it Runaway Bride?
Yeah.
All right. So Dana and I we went away for a couple of days recently, and it came on the television. And there wasn't many options where we were staying. and Runaway Bride came on. I was like, I so love that movie.
It's so
it
good.
was so good.
It's so good. Yes.
It was awesome.
I think the rom-coms they make now are a bit much for me, but like take it back to like early 2000s, late 90s, like I love those movies and just grew up on them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, what about books? Do you have an all-time favorite book? It could be Christian, theological, or it doesn't have to be. Like, do you have an all-time favorite book?
Might get some flack for this one, but during COVID, I had never read the Harry Potter series, and had just heard like how well J.K. Rowling writes.
Yes.
And so Tyler and I, he's read
by
it
the
before.
way, she. Yes. I called she a he.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I've never read Harry Potter, so I had no idea.
She just writes so well, and like I love a good storyline. So like getting caught up, and I am very much so like the books are far better than the movies. Like I just love the way she writes, and like develops the stories. So that's been my like. I finally read them during COVID, and Tyler and I would like stay up reading them to each other.
That's cool.
Like it was just, I guess maybe the memory tied to it.
Yeah.
As well, I would say my other favorite book that I have really like enjoyed reading is Habits of the Household. I think.
I've heard that's really good.
2.5-year-old, and so stepping into like how do we create really good habits in our home that like will bleed over into her future. Like it's just been it was convicting. A lot of like, wow, I don't have great habits, but. That one has been just a really cool thing to get to apply to like our life and our home.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I have not read that book in full. I have kind of like perused it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Tyler let me hold a copy of it when I was preaching on parenting.
Yeah.
Through Ephesians, and I kind of looked at the headings on it and did a quick overview. It seems really helpful.
Yeah, it's again very practical, and I think he is like the author has written one more.
Okay.
But he does like parenting like blogs and like helpful songs and like things you can teach your children to help them hold on to like principles of being a follower of Christ. So
that's good. That's cool. I interviewed Callie recently, who's another staff member, just dear sister in Christ, and asked her what her favorite books were, and I think she said Harry Potter was one of them.
Yeah, that's we like to talk about that sometimes.
That's cool. That makes sense. All right, 2 more questions in this vein, and then we're going to jump into kind of who you are, what you do, and how our people can connect to the ministry you're a part of. But first, 2 quick questions. Number 1, do you listen to podcasts?
I do. It's been more of like a recent kind of discovery for me. I used to commute to work like before I started working here, like 30 minutes there and back. Yeah. And so really got into them that season because I had the time to devote to them. It's definitely been harder just with a 2.5-year-old who demands to listen to Tarzan music all the time. So that has definitely been a little trickier, but I do enjoy them.
Okay. Do you have, it sounds like you haven't been able to listen to any consistently lately, but do you have one that sticks out to you as like, man, this is one I like to listen to?
So Risen Motherhood has been one that I really like. They actually just like kind of shut down. Like it's 2 moms. They've been doing it for 10 years.
Wow.
And just getting to hear like their stories of raising kids.
Yeah.
And trying to do it really imperfectly, but also in like the strength and power of the Lord that we're given. So those I really tapped into, kind of like those late nights when I was little, have been helpful. But I also strangely enjoy like murder podcast and like unsolved mystery podcast, but only during the day. I can't do it at night. I have like a time cutoff where I can't listen to them anymore.
Yes.
But there was one about like a really big case actually like near my hometown. And so it's called the Murdoch Murders Podcast. It's a new name now because she's kind of moved on, but
I saw that, I think, on TV.
Yeah, it was this huge, just crazy case. And so I really like locked into that.
Is it like Walterboro area?
Yeah, kind of like around there. But they would literally name my hometown in there, and I was like,
wow.
I don't know if I like this, but
that's crazy.
So yeah, she kind of just talked about the case and all of the things that went along with that. So
wow. Well, those are fascinating. So Dana, my wife Dana, she when she runs, that's what she listens to.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I could listen to that while running, but
maybe it makes you run faster.
Maybe like if
your heart starts racing. Yeah, I don't know. That's awesome. All right. Last question in this vein. Do you drink coffee?
I do.
All right. So how do you drink your coffee?
However I can get it. I used to be kind of like a little bit snooty about my coffee, but then like having a kid and like
Just give me the caffeine now.
I just need the caffeine.
Yeah.
I will say I like try and avoid dairy as much as possible. So I
Sure.
am an almond milk girl. I do not like oat milk.
I cannot stand oat
I don't
milk.
like
Thank
it.
you for saying that.
Yeah, no, I love almond milk. So when people are like, oh, we only have oat, and I'm like, I'll just take it black. Thanks.
Yes. I'm the same. I think oat milk is awful.
Yeah, I don't
and
like
that's
it.
all Dana drinks in her coffee. It's so bad. And again, Callie, she drinks oat milk. She's like, I love it. I'm like, I don't know how y'all drink that. It's so bad.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it, but I just don't like it.
I'm in the same
and
boat.
I love cold. Like I take an iced
Prefer
coffee.
cold, same.
Yeah, every day.
Same.
Even when it's 40 degrees outside.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I kind of like my coffee. It tastes more like a milkshake, you know? Then I'm happy. That's awesome. Well, hey, Amy, thanks for answering those questions. I've heard you mention Aubrey, your little girl. I've heard you mention Tyler, your husband.
Yeah.
So just want to give you an opportunity to tell us a little bit about your family. Let us know about your family.
Married to Tyler. We're going to celebrate 9 years this year, which is just insane.
Awesome.
And yeah, he's just my best friend. He keeps me sane and stable.
Yes.
And then we do have a little 2.5-year-old girl named Aubrey. I just have like the amazing honor to be her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was prayed for so long. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that like I get to like live that out, and it's just a huge honor. And she is keeping us on our toes. You know, she's 2.5 and wants to do everything by herself.
That's right.
So yeah, it is an adventure, but like I love watching her little personality come out and like her figure out what does it mean to be like a human in the world.
Yeah.
So
she's special, super sweet.
Oh yes.
Everybody loves seeing Aubrey.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
Yes, she's amazing. She's amazing. Well, we love you, Tyler. Aubrey's really glad to have you here. And so you mentioned growing up. You mentioned your hometown, parallel with some of the mystery podcasts. Where is your hometown? Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, so I'm actually from Neeses, South Carolina.
Okay.
It's Neeses. It always gets spelled like your nieces from your siblings' kids or whatever. So yeah, I'm from there. My brother and his family and my mom, like most of my family still lives there. There's a couple that have ventured a little bit outside of there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up in a really small town outside. It's outside of Orangeburg, South Carolina, which is outside of Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah. I feel like I have to kind of like pull the scope back.
To
give people an idea of where that
is. That's relatable to me. I understand. And this might be a hot take. I don't know, but I think South Carolina has the best peaches.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like Georgia gets coined with the peach state.
They do.
But I think South Carolina has the best peaches.
I miss South Carolina peaches.
I just bought some because had a funeral in Florida this week and driving back.
Yeah.
They're freshly being picked right now, and saw a roadside stand, and they're the sweetest.
Those are the best. Yes.
The sweetest peaches, man.
Buy
them
from a grocery store. You got to go to the stands that you're like, should I do this? Yes, you should.
That's right. You absolutely should. That's awesome. Well, so Amy, how did you come to know the Lord? I mean, you grew up in South Carolina, a little small town, middle of nowhere. How'd you come to faith in Christ?
Yeah. So I grew up in church. My mom was the choir director. Still is the choir director at the church I grew up at.
Okay.
And so was just there all of the time, like was exposed to like being in the church, being a part of the church. And so I remember the moment where like Christ's sacrifice became real to me. We were at a revival. You would do those a lot. And this specific one was they were talking specifically about Jesus' sacrifice on the cross. And they showed the scene from The Passion of the Christ. And it just, I think, I'm a visual learner. Like, so seeing it for the first time, I was like, wow. Like, he chose to do that for me. Yeah. And so that was really when I was like, okay, I understand everything I've been taught from a very early age. Yeah. And so I was about 9 years old then. I got to be baptized on Mother's Day, which is still like a memory my mom talks about.
That's sweet.
I got to sing with my mom on the day I got baptized, like super sweet. Yeah. When I was about, it feels a long time. I think I was about 11 years old. My parents ended up getting a divorce, and that really rocked my world. I was just very thrown off guard. I have always been a worrier, so that definitely has played into like my walk with the Lord. And so I'd had friends whose parents had been divorced, and I asked my mom and dad multiple times, "You're not getting a divorce, right?" Right? Like I would always need that reassurance. And then they did. And it really did just kind of throw me for a loop.
Yeah.
I really struggled in my walk with the Lord from then on. Just like, you say you're good and you want good things for me, but like, you tore my family apart. And there's just so much there that I'm not going to unpack.
Sure.
But watching my mom have to like raise me and my brother, like just became, you know, such a role model for me and you know, I think as I got into high school, there were pressures and temptations, but like I always was at church still. Like that was where I was because my friends were there.
Sure.
My mom was there all the time. We were there on weekdays, weekends, you know. And so in high school, I felt like I really played the part of like a good Christian girl.
Mm-hmm.
I got labeled as goody two shoes all the time. Didn't step a toe out of line. But really, my walk with the Lord was kind of what that was. It was just it was appearances. And so went to college. I went to Charleston Southern University.
CSU, let's go.
Go Bucks. And my first semester was really hard. I roomed with one of my friends from high school who just was not the greatest influence.
Yeah.
But I did not like to be alone. I don't like to be alone. And so I would go everywhere she went and just really struggled. I was like, I'm at a Christian university. Like, this should be easy. It should be easy to walk with the Lord here. But it was not.
Yeah.
And so really wrestled through, like, is this where I need to be? Do I need to go to where all my friends from home are at, like, USC and Clemson?
Yeah.
But my mom said, Amy, I want you to stick it out for a year. And so I said, okay. I got a new roommate second semester. By chance, she just happened to need a roommate as well. And I got introduced to Crew through her.
Yeah.
And that was where I really feel like was just a turning point for my walk with the Lord. Like, they taught me what it meant to have a relationship with Jesus. And it wasn't just a transactional thing, like, you do this for me. Like, that is not at all what he desires for us. And so I really felt like my walk with the Lord transformed there.
Wow.
Just getting to walk in community with other believers who were pursuing him.
Yeah.
I watched some older like students. They were like juniors and seniors. They like let me as a freshman come to their Bible study. And so I really feel like that was such a special moment and like such good memories. Like, Crew was such a big part of my walk with the Lord. I got to do a summer project with Crew. That was actually where Tyler and I got to meet. Florida,
hey,
Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah.
But that summer too, you like go and you live with. It was 40 college students.
Wow.
We lived in this very homely motel.
Okay.
And you get a job and you like learn what it means to share your faith in the workplace.
Wow.
And there were trainings, but
wow,
just got to like truly live in community and learn what that looked like. And so I think all of those things played a part into like, not that I had walked away from God, but I think just I'd really distanced myself from getting close to him. And so, it's just been sweet ever since. Like, some of those friends, I still talk to them on a weekly basis. I can share like my burdens with them because we walked through figuring out life as college students together. Just as every season has come, I just find my dependency on the Lord growing even more. But I get it wrong a lot of the time, but I think with my walk, like, fear and anxiety are a really big part of that, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. Have really had to work through like trusting the Lord, like actively trusting him when I do feel afraid or fearful or anxious. And then to add a kid onto that, I'm like, now I have to worry about someone else.
That's right.
So just that daily, like, Lord, please help is a lot of my life, like, right now. But he's just been so sweet and so gracious to me. Even when I have like stiff armed him and been like, it's fine, I got it, I'm in control, when I'm so not. That's kind of brings me to like where I am today.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. I know it takes some vulnerability to be able to share that, and I'm sorry about what you went through with your mom and dad. I know that's really, really tough, and informing in many ways. But to see the Lord's kindness and his providence in attaching you to CSU, and eventually, like, tough start, but eventually getting connected to a roommate that introduced you to Crew, and the Lord in his providence allowed you to go on a mission trip of sorts to Clearwater, Florida, to share your faith, and you met your future husband there. The Lord had a plan all along, and And for people who are warriors like you and I know we share that we're kindred spirits in that. Yeah. Looking back at some of God's providence over your life and just in his good and sovereign will. I mentioned that in a recent sermon. It's not just that God is sovereign. He's good in his sovereignty, right? Like he has good plans for his children. Doesn't always feel good, but he has good plans. When you look back and see that, it helps, right? Like when you're a warrior, you're like, okay, the Lord has been faithful. Yeah. And the word even says when we're faithless, he remains faithful, for he cannot deny himself. Yep. And just hanging your hat on that helps you with some of the worries that are ahead, because you're like, man, the Lord's had me this whole time. Oh, yeah. Even through the hard, and he's going to continue to have me. So I love hearing that. So Clearwater, I don't want to camp out here too long, but what was that like? You got a job and you were intentionally sharing your faith there. What was that like?
I mean, it's one of my like most fond memories from like that season of my life. So I got a job at Celebration Station, which Frankie's Fun Park.
Yeah.
And I worked the bumper boats.
Come on.
I had the best farmer's tan I have ever had.
It had to be so hot.
It was so hot. Like they literally every like 20 minutes they made us go inside.
Yeah,
like
for,
like it was Florida in the summer. Yeah. But even there, like there's still some people that I worked with that so not believers. Like I had one of them like laugh in my face when I tried to share with him, and that was like a jarring experience for me because I'd never had someone do that before. Yeah. But even I still like keep in contact with a couple of those people. Awesome. But yeah, you just learn like how to conversationally talk about Jesus with people who are really far from him. And so, cool. So Clearwater is like Scientology Central. Yes. So we ran into a lot of that
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and Clearwater is like, that's where their hub.
It's a hub.
That is the hub, you know? But we would go out and share, and,
wow.
Yeah, it was just so interesting and so formidable. Like just learned kind of how to be independent too. Like my mom's like, I'm really grateful for that time. For those reasons too. But yeah, it was just such a cool opportunity. But I mean, like, yeah, when I say it was a homely place, like, and then 40 students took it over, like, wow. And then there were staff team there half the summer too. So, I mean, it was just ours. And I am struggling to remember. I think it's called the Sunrise Motel.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
But just such a sweet summer. Like, and it was 10 weeks. Like we were there all summer long.
Wow. So Clearwater's beautiful too. It is a beautiful area.
The beach, the sunsets. Oh, they're just unlike anywhere I've seen before.
So is that when you fell in love with Tyler, or is that just when you met Tyler?
So I met him there. He was at App State, and I was not supposed to be in Clearwater Zeb. I was supposed to go to a different project that summer in Florida, in Daytona. Okay. But they did not have the numbers that they wanted, so they're like, hey, can you shift to go to Clearwater? And I was like, Gulf. Sure, why not? Like, I didn't, everyone else came with someone they knew. I was the only college student that didn't come with anyone else from their school. So again, outside my comfort zone, but I was like, why not? I can. So he was another student. They discouraged dating or trying to pursue anyone. So we just became friends. Yeah. I'd never had like good guy Christian friends who were pursuing Jesus the way that I saw guys do that, and just had some really cool like brotherly relationships. But towards the end, we both were like, I think we both realized we liked each other, but we knew we shouldn't. So we avoided each other for about a month of the trip. Now it was hard to avoid each other fully, but I would see him coming and I would like turn the other way because I was like, I can't do this. Yeah. And we stayed connected after we left. And yeah, we were like, hey, we do really like each other. What does this look like? Because he was at App State. I was in Charleston, like long distance. Yeah. But we dated for 4 years, long distance. Wow. And just a sweet like memory that like we connected on a career project, and
too cool.
Yeah. So then we got married after that. I was like, I don't want to do 4 years like long distance anymore.
That's right. So yeah. That's so awesome. I love that. I said I think I said more pretty, which is grammatically wrong. But it's like, as far as just prettiness goes, the Gulf is so much better than the Atlantic. So I think you won. I think you won on that.
Yeah. I wasn't mad about it. Like it was just beautiful. And honestly, it was a picture of a sunset that Tyler had taken that I really wanted. So that's how he got my phone number.
There you go.
And we didn't, again, we avoided each other for most, half of the summer. But that was that we still have that picture, and it'll come up on memories all the time. And I'm like, Tyler, that was the picture.
Oh, it's beautiful there.
Connected us because it was unreal. Like that.
It really is. Yeah. so like if you want to surf and all that, you have to go to the Atlantic because there's waves.
Yeah.
But on the Gulf, I tell everybody, man, it's just like it's the prettiest beaches. It's amazing.
The sand dollars. You can find like whole sand dollars just like right as you're walking. Like,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Wild.
Well, that's really cool. Like again, going back to God's good providence and how he's sovereign, he's in control. Man, that's a beautiful story of just a reminder that the Lord had this bigger thing.
I know. I had no idea. No idea.
It's a bigger thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, so fast forward, you're married and you are now here at Apex Baptist Church serving on our staff. I'm assuming your major at CSU was education.
It was
right?
education. Yeah.
Elementary ed?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know you taught for a while.
I did.
That's what you did. And excellent teacher. I know the Lord used you there, but we had a opening here in well, I'll let you say it, but in the realm of missions, and your name just kept coming to the forefront. So tell us what you do here. What's your job here?
Yeah. So my official title is Send Assistant. It has changed a lot since I've worked here, just with transitions. So in August of 2022, I started working here for Pastor Drew.
Yeah. Shout out to Pastor Drew. We love him.
We love him so much, and their whole family.
Yes.
I think then his title was like discipleship and missions pastor. So he was doing life groups and local outreach, mission trips, all of that kind of stuff. So I just came alongside and assisted him as it should be, and really got to lean into like Love Wake and back to school event, and Operation Christmas Child. So doing kind of like some local outreach stuff, as well as like global, like just helping with logistics of mission trips. So now like I'm Pastor Nathan's assistant, and really focusing in on missions and community outreach. And so, just again, still helping with logistics of mission trips and helping, participants with fundraising pages, answering questions, and then whatever else Pastor Nathan tells me to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So,
Who do you like working better for, Pastor Drew or Pastor? I'm totally joking.
Unfair question. Unfair.
I'm just kidding. They're both awesome. We love both of them.
I had a feeling you were going to ask me that.
Pastor Drew is actually, he took a position as a lead pastor in Texas, and the Lord's just been really kind. I mean, there's a lot of circumstances that revolve around that, and even allowing that to happen and the timing for their family. Yeah. But gosh, we love them. We also love Pastor Nathan. He's been incredible. This isn't as tough as the one I just asked. I was totally joking with that one, but I think it's a challenging question. What do you like most about serving in the Send ministry? Like, how would you answer that?
Yeah, I've pondered over this the last week. I really do love getting, again, because I grew up in a church, watching my mom and my whole family, my whole family volunteered in some way, like aunts, uncles, cousins, it was just modeled for me from a young age. You get the opportunity to serve on behalf of God and in his name. And so that just getting to launch our people towards that, I think it's just really been something sweet over the last almost 3 years that I've just really discovered I love serving. When you do your spiritual gifts thing, serving is where I rank most. I love to give and do for people, especially people I care about, but also others I don't.
Sure.
But both
sure.
In that way. And so I think getting our people connected to those who need to hear about Jesus and need hope and need to just be cared for in tangible ways, but also spiritually, I think it's just one of my favorite parts. I love event planning too. I've planned a couple weddings.
Oh yes, you have.
I've
been
coordinated a couple weddings. And that's
a great job, by the way. Really great job.
Thank you. So I like doing that kind of stuff too. And so this job allows me to do both of those things, which is just so cool. With Love Wake and back to school event and a couple other things we do. I get to kind of use both of those, and I do feel like the Lord has gifted me in that. I like the tiny little details that you have to figure out, piecing things together. So I think those are probably my two favorite things, but I do love getting to do what I do.
That's awesome. Well, I think you do an incredible job. I'm not just saying that. I really value your leadership and what you do, and I'm grateful for that. So grateful for you, sister. God's gifted you in so many ways, and I know the education world's missing out by not having you in it. But we feel very, very blessed to have you here. Just a couple of quick questions as we start to descend a little bit here. Yeah. One is, we have a lot of partnerships, right? We are tethered to lots of different things. I think it's almost impossible to let our church as a whole know about all the things that our hands are in. And that's because we have so many different people that are attached to so many different things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost impossible to communicate all of that at large. Can you just highlight a couple of our partnerships? This is only going to scratch the surface, but if you can highlight just a couple, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So one that I've really gotten to work with a lot recently is Refugee Hope Partners. They're out of Raleigh, like North Raleigh. But basically what they do is they come alongside refugees who literally were in their home country yesterday and are in Raleigh, North Carolina today.
Yeah.
And just helping them kind of get on their feet, thinking about like getting licenses or IDs, getting jobs, like all of those things. They come alongside them and they walk them through that.
That's awesome.
And as a partner church with Refugee Hope, like we get to, if there's ever any placements in Apex, like we get the opportunity to like come alongside that family because they can't do it all. Like, and so what they do is like equip churches to do that as well.
That's awesome.
So love Refugee Hope. We just got to do a Love Week project with some of their kids they do homework help. Like they just do so many cool things. And even just in light of everything that's changed recently, they really have had to kind of shift to like just caring for these families and reassuring them and loving them. So love Refugee Hope Partners. And then Hand of Hope is one that we get to work with a lot. Just their mission of like coming alongside brokenness and hard seasons for people. What I say to a lot of our mission partners is like, I don't want to create extra work for you. I want to like do things that you feel like you don't have time to do or things that are just really low on the list. And so we've gotten to do that, especially with Hand of Hope. Like this past project, we got to literally like fix their outdoor like garden and mulch and like just love on them in that way. And
I love that.
Yeah. And I love what a lot of our partners do. I love what all of our partners do, but those two especially. And then I've gotten to build a really cool relationship with the social worker at Salem Middle School. Shout out to Megan.
Megan.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She's so great. Like just gives so much of herself to those kids. And so really have come alongside and like cared for her, but also like the students and families. And what's really cool, Zeb, is some of her families, they're bused in from Raleigh, and one of the apartments and communities that they are bused in from also has families with Refugee Hope.
So
that's
amazing.
They have overlapped. Like I've gotten to meet families at a Refugee Hope thing, and then when we help with Salem Middle, we just did a parent night with them. I saw some of the same families, and I was like, cool. Lord, thank you. Like, it's just so sweet how the Lord has just orchestrated that connection. And, Megan has texted me and said, hey, we have a family who literally got placed here. They have no furniture. Can you like send out the alarm? And so I'll send it out to our life group leaders or just some people in our church. And I mean, within a day, we've got what they need. And it's just, I think that's been so cool to see our people be like, hey, this is a tangible thing we can do. Yeah. And we get to do it.
Yeah.
So those three are kind of like the ones I wanted to highlight, but there are so many, like you said, and we're, always shifting and adjusting and adding, but I think it goes back to what you said too, like our people are tethered to things. And so like figuring out how we like support and love all of those people. But there are just so many. So those are my top three that I think I've gotten to really love on a lot recently.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And I would just say if anyone wants to learn more, man, we would love to talk to them about that, right? And if it's even outside of those three, there's lots of lots of on-ramps, I would say.
Yes.
For people to get connected. And like you, Amy, I love seeing our people just catch a passion in different areas, because one of the things we talked about in our pastors meeting this morning is we there's diversity of gifts, right? Like we make up the body of Christ, which means like we all have uniquely like these gifts that the Lord has granted us. And a lot of these gifts overlap because they're just gifts that the Lord has given, but we're shaped uniquely. And so the Lord may give you a passion point that's different than someone else's, but it's all accomplishing the same end. And that's the Great Commission with the Great Commandment, right? To go and make disciples and to love God and love people. And what comes with that is, man, we want to serve King Jesus with deference, humility, with care, diligence, consistency, like all the things. And you guys in our Send ministry, you create those opportunities for people to be able to do that well. Yeah. And so thank you for highlighting those three. So that said, this brings us to our final question, which parallels pretty well with what I just mentioned. How, like, if I'm just in the pew on Sundays, sitting in the chair, and I, hear a missions moment with the host moment, maybe I hear, Pastor Zeb saying something in a sermon about getting connected to missions, but I really have no idea like what my next step ought to be. What do I do? Like, how do I actually take that next step to getting connected?
Yeah. So I would say come find me. I'm most of the time in Main Street in the Circle on Sundays, but come like find me or Pastor Nathan. Like, we would love nothing more than to get you like connected to these organizations. And again, I only named 3. Like, there are so many. Yeah. And so, I would say come talk to us. We have a page on our church website that highlights our local partners. And again, those are ever changing just because of different connections we have. Yeah. We also have recently just started a missions monthly newsletter.
Hey.
Because again, we feel like there's so much that we have to communicate, and we really wanted to highlight our local partners, our global partners. And then like we're going to start doing Love Wake pop-up events. So not just isolated to the 1 week that we focus on for Love Wake, but just projects throughout the year that get us connected to our ministry partners or to our community. So if you want to sign up for that, like there's a form on CCB, but I can also, if you just email me, I think my email's on the website. That's right. Like I can get you added to that list, because we'll send one out once a month that focuses on different partners, nationally and globally. And we want our people to catch fire, to love and care for our community, but also, our missionary partners around the world. Like we want to care for them so well too.
Amen.
I would say come find me, email me for sure, or go to our website to get connected, because we want you to get connected.
That's right. Amen. Amen. Well, sister, is there anything that you didn't say that you wish you would have said?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Well, I think you did an incredible job. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your time. And as Miss Amy said, if you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to either visit her in person at church on a Sunday morning. She's usually visible in what we call a circle. We still call it a circle? Information Center.
Info Center. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it's Info Center.
Yeah, we'll help you. But you can always email. The email addresses are on our website. We would love for you to do that. We'd love to get you connected. So, Amy, thank you again for being here. And if you're listening to this right now, let me just tell you, you've already been prayed for today. And our prayers that this episode would somehow resonate with your spirit and that's encouragement to you. So God bless you. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon.